back to a walk in the park. We've switched parks. We are at Disneyland Paris, although now it's Disneyland Park at Disneyland Paris, which is the name of the resort. If you're confused, you're not alone. Even though it says in the park, we're in the park, that it's Disneyland Paris. So whatever you want to call it, either way, we're here. It's still the 25th anniversary, which began April of last year. It's still going. We don't know when it ends. They haven't said when this is ending.
Typical Disney celebration.
I don't know. Here it seems like it's going on for a long time. We're going to go in. Walking under the train station.
What is this?
Well, the original name of the park was Euro Disney. So it's the Euro Disney Railroad logo, which still hasn't changed.
When I see it on the arches.
Yep, it's there too.
Pretty.
All right, sorry about that. We got stopped by the person who made the shirt I'm wearing. I was wearing a Walt Disney Imagineering button-down shirt, and the guy from Imagineering who made the shirt happened to be here. That was kind of cool.
All the way in Paris.
Yeah. Maybe I'll put the picture in there for a moment so you see what happened. And here we are in the park. There's the castle. It's also springtime. They have what we've called topiaries. They're not real topiaries because of the weather here. Yeah, because of the weather here, they can't survive necessarily. So here's Bert and Mary Poppins.
But no flagpole.
No, instead there's this gazebo
Oh, and penguins.
or bandstand.
How cute. You're at Disneyland. 12th of April, 1992.
So Main Street here is interesting. It's probably most similar to Florida, but the similarities probably end at a couple of the facades. The interiors are quite different, way more elegant for sure. But obviously, Walt Disney World built in 1971. This built in 1992. Things had changed quite a bit. And they really had decided that this audience was going to be hard to please. Boy, were they right. They decided this audience would be hard to please, so they really went all out with the interiors here.
It's so ornate.
We go into a couple, but it's super busy today, and I'm looking into shops as we're walking by to see if there's space in one. We just walk in for a moment. Whoop. As we dodge guests. Yeah, Casey's Corner is under refurbishment, in case you couldn't tell.
Oh, darn it.
Yeah. Well, it's open.
Aww.
It's just behind a facade. It's hard.
Cookie kitchen?
Can we go in the cable car bake shop? Maybe?
Oh,
There's probably no one in here right now.
I love this little eatery.
So this is the bake shop. It's themed to cable cars, mostly San Francisco. There's pictures of all kinds of cable cars. You get a little taste. And all of them are just about that pretty. Maybe we'll pass through the ice cream shop. You get an idea.
We should look at Victoria's.
Yeah, I guess, and we could have went through an arcade, I guess, but that would take us back down the street.
Maybe another
And
episode.
out of the way we want to go. Yeah, it might be a while till we get to do.
So this is the one place that I've always wanted to eat, but it's always been closed.
Yeah, it's a counter service. Basically, this is the spot where Plaza would be at Walt Disney World, and it's even some of the same facade. This Victoria's home-style restaurant. I don't know what's going on. Oh, we probably want to go over here real quick.
Oh, the fountain show.
I think so.
It's time to find our inner power.
Yep, here we go. There you go.
Welcome to Paris.
Yeah, that's the theme song for their Festival of Pirates and Princesses, which by the time you're seeing this probably ended. It ends later this week as we're
May
filming.
31st.
Yeah.
I hope they bring it back though.
I think it'll be an annual thing. I highly doubt they spent all this money for 1 year. But elsewhere on our YouTube channel, we have video of the show / parade, which is really fantastic. The Choose Your Side. And then also the Princess Promenade, which was Elena of Avalor and Sophia the First doing things. I don't know, they were just kind of walking down the street. It's a weird thing. Yep, there's ducks here. You know, this poor kid picked on this poor
Disney
guy.
ducks. They're universal. They're everywhere.
It's all right. He's got some popcorn. He's good.
Typical Disney duck. Another duck.
On va faire l'Hyperspace Mountain.
So Paris doesn't have Tomorrowland. They have Discoveryland. With the idea being they would never have to try to update a Tomorrowland again if they did a retro futuristic view. The idea being, what if we went back in time and looked at the future from the viewpoint of Jules Verne and H.G. Wells, a lot of this steampunk style. And that way, you know, looking back at the future, just like Horizons did in some of its scenes, it would never be outdated. That being said, when your attractions don't really go over all that well, you have to then make some concessions. So, we should go look at this mural. There's a great mural on the Constellation show.
It's just beautiful.
Which has a lot of vehicles on it, including, of course, the Nautilus submarine from 20,000 Leagues. We got the Orbitron vehicle, or Astro Orbiter as it's known in the States. Some sort of fish vehicle, which now maybe looks like the Sea Rider from Tokyo Disney Sea. Now this is made way before
Star
that.
Speeder, was that 1,000?
Well, that would have been the 1,000, but the 3,000 when it opened, but 1,000 now still works.
Or is it like the same?
They look the same, just colors are different, but this is not colored, so
that's easy,
it worked out for them. Of course, from the Earth to the Moon.
What's that?
Huh?
What's that?
Famous literature, dear. Those of you not familiar with literature may remember the opening of Horizons had the capsule in the first scene, including the floating chicken.
Was it a capsule or a capsule?
Also here is the Hyperion, the dirigible, the blimp, which of course from Island at the Top of the World. Failed Disney movie, but it continues to live on anyway. And the Autopia there as well. But there's even a hot air balloon flying past a futuristic looking city. Yeah.
I love this mural.
It's a great mural.
So many amazing details.
I'm going to try not to hit people. There we go. Those of you who have been to Disney Sea or saw the first or the last few episodes of the show where we went to Disney Sea probably notice a lot of parallels between Discoveryland and Mysterious Island. That's because obviously 20,000 Leagues fits in with all this very well. And there's even a 20,000 Leagues attraction here. So there are architecturally, thematically, some similarities you're going to see. Definitely a similar vibe between Mysterious Island and Discoveryland here in Paris. There's the Orbitron, otherwise cloned in 1998 pretty much perfectly for the Astro Orbiter at Disneyland, their 1998 New Tomorrowland. Tony Baxter was extremely instrumental, kind of the head Imagineer on this entire park. And so Tony also headed up 1998's New Tomorrowland at Disneyland. So they did move some stuff from this concept to that. Colors and some architectural pieces and even some attractions. Although Tony did not have the budget he had when he worked on this project to do 1998 New Tomorrowland because it was an absolute disaster.
Yeah, they put it in the hub, so.
Well, no, not even just that. The Rocket Rods was the e-ticket, which was a mistake.
R.I.P.
Yeah. So here is the Hyperion, which Tony has gone on the record of saying if they had told Michael Eisner that this was from a failed movie, he would have never got to put it in here.
No way.
Yeah. The other fun thing is a lot of this was carried from a failed project Tony tried to get off the ground at Disneyland, which was Discovery Bay. And a lot of that came back to life here.
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, and there's even, I love the pigeons.
Aw, look at 'em.
Yeah. Zoom in on the pigeons. And they move. They're not real, they're animatronic. For sure one day. The other fun thing is this is actually a landing strip. So you see the lights going down the side, and here's the landing strip. Inside this was Videopolis, very similar to Disneyland's. And eventually just became a stage for some shows. Weird concept. It's a combination counter service and show venue. Not currently being used for anything other than dining.
No, I think they have some of those Disney performing arts groups in there.
Oh,
and that's
maybe, yeah.
pretty much it.
But they were doing like Jedi Training
were.
Academy in there and stuff. Yeah. Here's Space Mountain, which has a really interesting history in this park. Didn't open with the park. Was originally supposed to be Discovery Mountain. Was going to be this giant complex in the middle that had a lot of different things going through it. Some of those things being a drop tower ride called Journey to the Center of the Earth, and then of course a Space Mountain type attraction, among other things.
And what happens?
Well, Paris fell flat on its face when it opened, and so it got scaled back a bit, and finally in 1995 opened as just Space Mountain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It is the first Disney inverting roller coaster.
And it's fairly intense for a Disney roller coaster.
It is, even still by today's standards, I think. I don't know that there's anything in Florida or California. Maybe Screaming's not that intense.
No, Everest
No.
gives me a little funny feeling in my tummy on the backward section, but
Yeah, no.
it's a different feeling than this.
Yeah.
And here's one of my favorite things.
I don't know why
in all
it's
the
here, but
parks.
it's cute.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Wally and Eve.
His little ears. Oh,
Yeah, there's a lot of little detail. Yeah, I don't know the full story on why these were added, because there's also an up one in Adventureland.
that's true. I wonder if they were added together.
Well, let's stop here, and next time we'll finish our tour of Discoveryland and continue going around the park.